Oh, hello, hello. It's me, it's Cat, and it is 3 o'clock on a Thursday, Paris time. So that means that it's time for Chat with Cat again, live here again. Here we are. Yay! Oh, I'm just going to tweak that because wrong way. There we are. Don't need to be seeing me doorway, do you? Anywho, lovely to see you here. Thank you if you're watching me live. Thank you if you're watching me on replay. I really appreciate everyone that ever turns up to one of my live chats because it's so wonderful to be here and to show up and to ponder and to wander around in whatever wants to come through and have a conversation. And today, what I want to have a conversation about is something that I've had chats with so many of my clients recently about. And I've actually just recorded a new episode of my Reality Poke podcast, which is the first one I've done in a while. Yay! Because I've had a bit of a space to think, and I've taken some time, and I've taken a few weeks actually just to step back and then step back and then step back again, and to decide what it is that I actually really, 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 really want to do and keep doing and keep bringing forward. And so the Reality Poke podcast will be live hopefully tomorrow. That will be up. I will put the link onto my Facebook page. And I'm asking and answering questions that people have sent to me to put to the crew. So this first one has been along this same theme and direction as self-awareness paralysis. So this is what I want to talk to you about today. And thank you very much. If you are live, make sure that you click the subscribe button or the little bell or whatever it is so that you can be notified next time I go live. If you're watching on Facebook, I'd love for you to find me on YouTube as well. And if you're on YouTube, I'd love for you to find me on Facebook so that we can make sure that everybody is seeing everything. That would be wonderful. So thank you so far to Sophie and John and Heather who have popped up with a little comment live. Thank you very much for being here. So now I've rambled a couple of minutes just to make sure that we have got enough time for people to be notified that I have gone live. So yeah, let's talk about this because it's a pretty big subject. And this self-awareness paralysis is something that happens to us when we get to a stage where we've done a lot of work. We've done a lot of work on our own self. We've done a lot of work to strip away all of our reactive states. We've done a lot of work on understanding how am I triggered with the world. We've done a lot of work of understanding how we are the creators of our own reality. We've done a bit of work, you know, and then suddenly we get to this place where we're judging the outside of ourselves constantly based on how am I reacting to this? How am I being in this? Am I actually creating this reality? How can I best be of service to unweave this thing that's going on over there? We get to a stage where instead of just being in the world, we can be so aware of ourselves that we don't know what to do next. Do you know what I mean? Have we ever had one of these moments or periods of time where it's like, am I creating that? Am I triggered by that? I am triggered by that, and therefore I don't know how to be differently in that. And so we get to this stage where we just go into like the paralysis of I don't know what new me is supposed to do here. I don't know what new me is supposed to do here. I know what old me would have done. I know what my reactions would have done. I know what my triggers would have made me do. But I don't know what new me is supposed to do here. I don't know how to be different in that conversation. I don't know how to help and support that. I don't know what am I supposed to do? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? And so this is that moment where we can get into a stage of losing faith in ourselves. And I just want you to know that you're fucking amazing to have got to this stage where you are witnessing yourself truly in being the human that you are. You are amazing to have chosen to do this work. You are so powerful to be able to keep stepping forward into this state of show me more, let's unpack some more, let's keep going, let's learn some more about myself, let's go more about myself, let's learn more about myself. And there's so many of us doing it now that I said a few minutes ago, I've just recorded a new episode of my Reality Poke podcast. And in it, we're talking about a very powerful question that was asked. And in that question, we've got elements of this same thing of like, how do I take care of my own self and my own mental health when I know that there's something going on in the world that is really bad? Like, how do I balance those two pieces of me? How do I know how I'm supposed to be in the world and take care of myself? And this again is absolutely amazing that you have chosen to put yourself on a path where you're ready to question, how can I be in this? How can I be in this world that's a more positive way? How can I be in this world that brings more of the new? How can I be in this world when I'm not just reacting to what's been before? How can I be in the world when I'm not just being the me that I used to be? How can I be in the world when I'm not just creating more of the same that I've lived through and been through and reacted to previously? How can I be in the world that's different? And I just want you to know that the recognizing of yourself as being aware enough to put the brakes on before you react actually is changing the world, actually is making the difference. And so all of this, you know, being willing to not just react to what's happening, but to question ourselves, that is making the difference. That is making the difference. And so when we can think, yeah, I've got this like self-awareness paralysis and I don't know what to do. I don't know who I'm supposed to be. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. What you're actually doing is you are making a huge declaration to the universe that says, I don't want to be what I was before. I don't want to react in the same way that I did before. I don't want to be a reactive force in this world. I don't want to bring more fear. I don't want to bring more anger and frustration. I don't want to be that. And we're saying that by being willing to put this break in, by being aware of our own triggers, by being aware of what we're doing in the world, by being aware of who we are in this frigging moment, in this moment. That's how we are changing the world. That's how powerful we are. And we think it's the action that I do next that's the most important thing. And yes, it's important. But what we're actually doing in the most important choice is choosing to be aware of how we're reacting. And that's all we need to know. And once we know that, once we have that ability to be so compassionate to ourselves that actually, fucking hell, I'm just choosing to not react now. And that is a powerful, powerful choice and declaration to say to the universe that I don't want to be more of what I've been. that gives us the ability to completely break through and give ourselves permission to step into ourselves, to reconfigure, to come back to center, to know who we are, to give ourselves the chance to use one of our toolkits to bring our energy back into ourselves, to come back to who we are, to find the light in ourselves, to start shining from ourselves again, and then to make a choice of what to do next. So it's this choice to put in this break between witnessing and reacting that is the most powerful thing that we are doing here on this planet right now. We're almost just saying, no, universe, this stops with me here. This reactive force, this reaction based on all of that fuckery stops here. For this breath, in this moment, it fucking stops. And that is what's creating the new resonance and the new weaving, because there's millions of us doing it now. There's millions of us who have this self-awareness that maybe we're misdiagnosing it as paralysis, but in actual fact, what we're doing is we're making a powerful declaration to the universe to just stop. No, I am choosing my next positive action here. I am choosing how I wish to be in this next breath. I am choosing what I want to do as my next piece of my weaving of my reality. I am actively choosing that. I am actively choosing the resonance that I want to be in this world in this next breath. I recognize what I've been triggered by. I recognize what I've reacted to. I recognize the trauma over here. I recognize who I am and what my physicality and my humanness wants me to feel here. But I'm saying just stop. Wait. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, me. Because I am choosing how I want to be creating my next step. How do I want to be in the next breath in this world? And if we can choose to come back to ourselves, if we can choose to come back into who we are, if we can choose to find our center, if we can choose to go off and breathe, if we can choose to come back and turn off the TV, if we can choose to come back into ourselves, it's not we're ignoring the world. It's not that we're saying that doesn't exist. It's not that we're saying I don't want to be part of the solution. But what we're actually saying is, I don't want to be part of the problem. I don't want to bring more of the problem by me adding my trigger and my reaction and my emotional response to that. I want to bring the full light of me into a positive action step that I can bring forward into this world, because that is what I can do. That is what I can do. And so that's what I wanted to talk about today, was that if you feel like you're tied up and you're in self-awareness paralysis, are you really? Or are you actually doing this positive step of saying, I want to know who I am in this before I take a step forward. I want to know what my reactions are before I do the next thing. I want to know if I'm triggered by this before I do my next thing. So it's not paralysis. It is a powerful choice to just know yourself. And that is how we can move forward. And that is how each and every one of us as individuals are making a change here. Because as the crew have talked about lots and lots of times, we are individual points in the network and the weaving of reality. So if we can change our individual energy positioning We can change our acupuncture point and be spreading positivity and be spreading a different way of being and be creating from everywhere around us new and different and more of the light of me, and there's millions of us all doing the same thing. That's how we're changing this world. Isn't that cool? So it really is know yourself. Know yourself, know yourself, know yourself. It's one of the most ancient pieces of wisdom teaching ever. And it is at the heart of all things. That if we know what we are bringing in our next breath, we can change the world. How cool is that? So that's all I really wanted to say today. The short and powerful message. The next podcast will be, hopefully, if I can get it all sorted out, will be live tomorrow. So I'll make sure that I'm sharing the links to that up on my social media and everywhere and about. I also have on my website, in case you are not aware of it yet, so the website is uninvented.life. If you can pop on there, and if you haven't yet downloaded, there's a free ebook on there called How to Drive Your Human, which is a what the fuck awakening guide for all of us that find ourselves in the world from time to time going, huh? Yeah, that's a perfect description, I think. And I am here every Thursday at 3 p.m. Paris time having a chat with Kat. So if you have got any questions or you've got any comments or you've got anything that you want to feed back to me, if you need any help with your own unweaving, if you would like to have a conversation with the crew, if you would like to join me in my new mentoring package where you get to be mentored literally one-to-one by the crew every single month for 6 months, then I will also put the link to that in the comments. I'm really super excited to do that. It's very, very, very affordable because I want so many of you to have one-to-one access to the crew to help you unpick, unweave and move forward over this next period of time, because we are really making a difference in the world just by being who we are, by being more of the light of us. And anything I can do, anything the crew can do, this is when it's important that we all step forward and we all step up. So website uninvented.life. If you like what you've heard today, then please do subscribe, share it with your friends. I'd love for more of us to be back here next Thursday. And if you're watching on replay, send me a little message and I'll see you here too. So huge love and bye for now.